8 out of 10 people working in arts or culture say they stay silent about supporting conservative ideologies because they risk being bullied and ostracized, a new study reveals. Yes. And?
Ladies and gentlemen, hiss and foes, welcome to the Culture Casino!
In an article that was written on February 24th of 2020 by Lauren Edmonds for the Daily Mail, she highlights 6 bullet points and goes further that further emphasizes the cultural disconnect that occurs in the arts. A survey from arts professionals reveals that workers in the arts and culture sector could face backlash for having controversial opinions. This includes supporting conservative political parties and movements like Brexit that don't align with the liberal culture. Religion, sexuality, and gender were also considered contentious topics. Fewer than 50% said their views had respect by others in their field. Some responders said they had been offered money to sign non-disclosure deals to censor their opinions or to stop them from speaking out. Other respondents held a "don't bite the hand that feeds you" mentality. I wish I could say I was surprised. Anyway, from the article, 8 out of 10 employees working in arts or culture fields said that sharing controversial opinions could mean being professionally ostracized or bullied, according to a new study. These revelations reportedly stem from an increasing culture of self-censorship and a fear of backlash from colleagues over views that may be politically incorrect. The Freedom of Expression survey conducted by Arts Professionals, a UK arts publication, received responses from more than 500 individuals in the field, many of which pointed out the risks that can come with speaking freely. Some of the topics include expressing support for right-wing ideologies and conservative political parties. One of the respondents said it would be advisable to point out that the arts tend to do well under the conservatives. Another said, our arts and culture, and indeed education sectors, are supposed to be fearlessly free-thinking and open to a wide range of challenging views. However, they are now dominated by a monolithic politically correct class, mostly of privileged white middle-class people, by the way, who impose their intolerant views across those sectors. Showing sympathy for movements like Brexit was also listed as controversial and isolating. Conversations surrounding religion, gender, and sexuality also proved to be a minefield for many surveyed. Anything to do with gender issues, especially trans issues, will get a lot of flack for either not being on message enough, or being off message, or too on message, one person said. A surveyor doubled down on those claims, noting the sector was nowhere near as open as it pretended to be. There is a lot of hiding and backstabbing, and we've all seen that. Just 40% of people said personal views and opinions are met with respect by others work in the arts, cultural sector, and only 2% more said that they felt free to speak on issues plaguing the field. You can see that on Twitter and YouTube every day. This is driving people who disagree away, risks increasing support for the very things that culturally dominant class professes to stand against, and is slowly destroying our society and culture from the inside, one person said. Arts Professional editor Amanda Parker said the findings show deep division between public perception and the reality of working in the arts and cultural field. Our survey shines a damning light on the coercion, bullying, intimidation, and intolerance that is active among a community that thinks of itself as liberal, open-minded, and equitable. However, nearly all respondents agreed that the arts and cultural sector has a responsibility to use its unique talents to speak out about things that matter, regardless of the potential consequences. The survey indicates that censorship is self-imposed, but 1 in 6 respondents revealed that they had been offered money to sign a non-disclosure agreement. Instances included one person being offered money to keep quiet and about corrupt practices in arts funding at the EU level, and receiving a gagging order regarding a colleague's sexual harassment case and a board's illegal processes. Another point brought up in the survey was that several respondents held a "don't bite the hand that feeds you" mentality. Of course, you want to continue to work and earn money in a field that you might enjoy or used to enjoy or potentially could enjoy again. I can understand that. Almost 70% of people said that they would not criticize a funder for fear of stalling future investments, and 40% said that they were pressured by funders for speaking out. Of course. Based on responses, funders seemed to carry an air of immunity and held a certain level of perceived power over others. Yeah, because we don't invest in the arts like we used to, and the people that are investing in the arts are only investing in a certain point of view. One person likened the relationship to that of a parent and child. It's hard to challenge or open up a dialogue with them, even if they are genuine concerns, they wrote. Even so, 2/3 of the respondents said pressure to remain silent came mostly from colleagues. Censorship's effects on the arts community has permeated into organizations' decision-making, according to the survey. The majority said organizations that won't risk controversy won't deliver the most exciting creative work, but acknowledge the politics boards must navigate to stay afloat. That makes sense. A third felt their boards were diligently watching for potential controversies, but 45% said that they had been pressurized, intimidated, ostracized, coerced, trolled, harassed, or bullied either in person or on digital media over creative choices. The general public also plays a role in the art sector by inadvertently controlling free speech, which I have a real problem with. There is a culture of inviting and then overreacting to complaints when, in fact, they represent a tiny portion of views, a person wrote. In the end, one person said it's a matter of picking battles. They said, I sometimes have to weigh whether what I really need to say requires the element that will turn others away. If it is important to me, I will stick to my plan, but sometimes it is not the most important thing, and I choose to tame my ideas. I have felt like a traitor to my own self-expression, but I have to ask if anyone needs to hear from me at all. That's terrible. Art is supposed to be about free expression on whatever plane and topic. Culture used to encompass everything that we had an agreement, disagreement on, different perception of, but silencing the large portion of the people that are producing art and culture, that's awful. 8 out of 10 people. A lot of people deny that there's a cultural war. A lot of people deny that there's coercion and manipulation and not so subtle harassment. The diversity of thought's been abandoned, and I know you've heard that many times from many peoples, but it's true. We find in our society a lack of acceptance now, more than ever. The people who claim to be the most tolerant are often the least tolerant and will shout you down and launch ad hominem attacks, as opposed to present a thoughtful, a cohesive, and logical response to whatever argument you come up with. I wish we could go back 5 or 6 years and decide if it was really worth dividing everybody this much. I think most people would say no. And clearly it's a very small minority of folks, 20% or less, that hold these divisive beliefs, this thought process that opts to exclude everyone but themselves. Anyway, let me know what you think about the article. I think it's very well written. Obviously, it's sourced well from a professional organizational study. And for what you think of the Daily Mail, they do from time to time do excellent work, and in this case, I think they nailed it. I hope you're having a great day. I hope you're staying safe and staying healthy, and wash your hands for at least 20 seconds. All right, guys. Have a great day. Bye. Thanks for visiting today. Be sure you're subscribed and hit that for alerts.
Yay!
Of course, like and share all of the videos that you can, as it helps with the algorithm. Have a great day.